Hello, hello. We are live. Of course, this is a very important topic for me and for you too. Just like any topic that I discussed, right now I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and I have my email that is going out right now so many people can catch this live. All right. And so I use StreamYard, and they have changed things a little bit, which me with changes, I don't do so well. Hold on. I just enlarged my view. All right, good. This is helping me out a little bit, but then I can't see your comments. And all right, we'll navigate this. I'll figure this out. And oh, I shrink this. All right. It's important for me to see your comments. Okay. And I have to say, the day that I'm doing this, it is July 11th at 7-Eleven. There's free Slurpee at 7-Eleven. I don't know if this is nationwide or this is definitely not worldwide, but I just had to point that out, just like because I had to point it out. And I'm not big on Slurpees, but I certainly went and got mine because it's free today. All right. And you're probably like, what does this have to do with twin flames? Well, I'm definitely loosening things up a little bit and talk about other things. You'll also see other contents that I'll be posting because it really is a journey of the self and just really having fun, enjoying life. I know it doesn't feel that way, especially with the things that are happening, what's going on. But I promise you, this is what is, I say promise, right? This is what's opening up. This is what this is where your journey is headed, and this is why we're talking about the inner child today and why it matters so much with the inner child. Okay, and if you don't know who I am, this is your first time on my channel. My name is Isheen Orcel, and I've been assisting twin flames for years overcome the pain they experience on their journey, reconnect with their divine counterpart, and actually stay there. Okay, stay in connection with one another. And we do this through inner child healing. This is my number one healing that I do with clients. Many people reach out to me and they're like, "Oh, I want to learn about inner child. I want to know about that." And this is really the basic of what I uncover with my clients, as well as past life healing, generational trauma healing. Like a lot of trauma healing is what I primarily focus on so that you're experiencing connection. Okay. There are lots of educators online teaching about twin flames, and they may have their area of focus. Mine has always been about connection. And so I can remember years ago when I got on a call with someone and they were like, well, I've gotten on calls with some people who are interested in the program, and I would hear something like inner child. Like, what are you talking about, inner child? Like, I want my twin flame. I don't want inner child. Or someone will say, maybe this is you, who'll say, oh, I don't need healing because I don't need my twin flame. Okay. Well, if the journey is about your twin flame, then you're going to feel stuck. If the journey is basically about your twin flame. And so what the basics of what I do with clients is heal connection, because we're not taught how to connect with someone else. Okay. We're not taught that. And so we try to experience connection from our mind a lot of times. And what the mind does is it tries to control this connection. And by now, you already know this is a connection that cannot be controlled. Okay. I'll explain that right now. I'm trying to back up a little bit, see more of me, put more of me out here, right? This is not a connection that can be controlled from the mind. All right. So anytime you're expressing, or ego, however you look at it, the ego, one of my favorite topics. Okay. Because I was someone very ego driven. My way is the right way. Oh, I hope this is coming out okay. It looks like my service is a little slow. Okay, it's gone back up. And just let me know if you hear me okay, you see me okay. If there's a moment you're like, Isheen, let me know. Okay. So how I got into the inner child, I'm going to do some inner child work here with you and teach you how to really do this. because it's important on your journey, okay? And you're going to get to experience the kind of work that I do with clients, right? And so I got into inner child because I was tired of the kind of people I attracted into my life. I was in a 10-year marriage with someone who has, certain tendencies and so on. Let's just say I wasn't perfect, so I'm not labeling anybody. But the connection was super painful, and I worked really hard to keep the peace, to have things going, to be seen, to be heard, to receive validations, to do all of this. Like, can't you see me? Can't you be here? Doing everything to try to make it work. And in the end, what happened was that I lost so much of myself. Okay. And a lot of this came from early on in life, because he was very similar to experiences I had with my dad. And my dad is a loving person, and he's super wonderful. He makes a great grandfather, a wonderful grandfather, I should say. He's not a great grandfather. He's a wonderful grandfather. But when I was up and growing, the dynamics in my household, they did what they knew. And that's how it is. And that's how it is for many of you. And so then you attract a connection in which you're not feeling seen, you're not feeling heard, this person's not looking at you, this person, all this kind of stuff. And your twin flame seems to do the same thing. And I know many of you may be like, well, I had my experience with my karmic. It's not like that with my twin flame. It's not, but they're avoiding me. They're not talking to me. They're choosing karmic connections. They're going somewhere else, all of this kind of stuff. And no matter how hard you try, it seems like they keep pulling away, or maybe you don't try and they seem to still pull away. Push, or whatever terminology you want to use. They still seem to be distant from you. And so you use your mind to try to figure it out. Now, going back to, I had hired help from myself because I was like, I don't want to attract this into my life again. I want to see myself, and I want to work on healing what it is that drew that connection with my ex into my life. Okay. It wasn't even about twin flame. I was like, I want to experience a really wonderful connection with someone I can trust, someone who's here for me, and I'm here for them, and all this kind of stuff. So what is it in my subconscious mind that brought these experiences into my life? Because I don't want it anymore. Okay. And that's how I got started. And it was with a twin flame coach. I got to give credit where credit deserves to be. This is Lee and Sherry. If you've heard of them, it was definitely this. And you can have your opinions, but it changed my life. And so I was able to see the person who's running the entire show. I was able to connect with the person who was living through the lens of trauma, of pain, of limiting beliefs, of teachings that happen early on in life. And guess what? You've been hearing this person. I had been here. Until the moment I connected with my inner child, she was talking to me. Your inner person is talking to you. The experiences that you're having, whether it's with your twin flame or anything else, your inner person is talking to you. Every time you're saying, I can't do this, I'm not good enough. Why do people treat me like this? See where I'm going at with this? Okay. Why does this keep on happening to me? They never hear me. No one listens to me. No one's here for me. That's your inner child. Okay. Those negative voices that you feel like is coming from outside of you, is someone doing something to you. Your twin flame is ignoring you. Why are they ignoring me? Why am I being ignored? You feel like it's this person. You feel like it's that person doing this to you. One of the reasons why the journey can feel so painful is because we're looking on the outside of us, hoping this person can fulfill something inside. Okay. And the inner person had become accustomed to, you need to solve this in here. I need somebody to fix this, what's going on in here. The issues that I had early on in life that I want resolved. I want to prove that I can have this fixed, but it's going to be through you. Okay. And that's what happens when we're looking outside of us and we're hoping this person can fulfill inner. One of the reasons why inner child, connecting with your child, your inner child, and healing this person is so important is because we're talking about another person. We're talking about another human being. No matter what label you want to attach to it, twin flame, soulmate, it's your relative, your coworker, or something like that, because a lot of it is a reflection of the inner. And so I got myself off. I'm like, where was I with this, right? So we attach to the outside. I had a point and it left. Hopefully it'll come back. Some of you may know this about me and all this kind of stuff. Right now, I am highly intuitive and they're not saying anything, which is okay. That might happen too, where I get this intuitive message to give you guys the information, right? And so your inner person has needs, all right? I see VJ Charla over there on Instagram. Hello, didn't pop up here in StreamYard, and that's okay. All right. Here's the important thing to understand. Your needs are valuable. So many people are like, I have these needs. They're not addressing it. Therefore, it's not important. They're not meeting those needs. Oh, that's where I was going. You're talking about another human being, somebody with a mind of their own, with their ego, with their limiting beliefs, all of this kind of stuff. Yes, it is a mirror, but still, we're talking about a complex human being over here that our inner person, ourself, is saying, I want you to show up my way. It's my way. It needs to be my way. Okay. When this person can't show up for themselves, when this person is making the choices that they're making, our inner person says, what did I do to make them treat me that way? Because your inner person has been thinking that for a really long time. When your parents weren't there for your needs, perhaps shamed you in a certain way, blame you for something, made you feel guilty, and all this kind of stuff. This whole story of what can I do different? What am I doing? Why did I deserve this? Rather than saying that is their behavior. Okay. And I say it strongly for the folks in the back of the room who needs to hear this. You know, when we experience wounding, complex CPTSD, right? Complex post-traumatic syndrome. There's a lot of focus on the I. If I'm better, if I do things differently, why can't they look at me? Or it can go the other way around. I don't trust this. I don't know. They say I can trust them, but their actions aren't backing it up, or my mind is looking for a way that they're going to betray me because the people in my life have betrayed me for so long. There's a lot of that without stepping back and saying, listen, I am the only person I can control here. Okay. And they have that right of controlling themselves. But then the universe steps in. That's another story. Okay. The universe steps in. So the mind says, I need to make something happen, or even the person running. I'm making something happen by running. I make the choice. I'm not going to discuss with them and open up my feelings and tell them what's really going on. So I'm going to control the situation by running. So it's on either end where there is that control factor because of your inner person who's running the show. Okay. Your inner child is running the show. When you want to change what's happening. And I get it, meditate and you're not of the mind and just release those thoughts. But when you've experienced deep level of trauma in your life, it's not that simple. This is where I come in. It is not that simple. And I love helping people get through it. I really do. I'm super passionate about it. That is my area, is to overcome that deep pain that the journey or the connection is bringing up. And if any of you are like, Isheen, please sell me the unicorn and roses that everyone else is selling. You know, I did some of that for a while. And now I'm just like, you know, that hasn't been who I am. Who I am is the person that helps you to connect with the inner person, with the person inside of you who is in pain, so you can experience peace and connection. So you can actually experience connection with someone rather than trying to control it or run away from it. Okay. All that other stuff is important. The balancing of your energy, all of this, it's fine. It's you need it. You need all of that. But when your inner person is still in pain and is still running the program, it feels unattainable. It feels hard. And what I love for you, okay, is that you're no longer crying in secrecy. You're no longer going to bed crying, running to the bathroom crying, running to your car crying because this journey feels really painful. That's me. That's where I come in. All right. And this unicorn and roses. Don't get me wrong, but not when your inner person is still the ego, because that's your inner person. Your inner person is, or I should say, your ego is your inner child throwing a tantrum. Why didn't they give me the candy before dinner? I want that candy before dinner comes around. Bah, kind of stuff. That's your ego. Okay. They're going to hurt me. They're going to do all this kind of stuff, even though the soul is leading and everything's unfolding from your soul level. So let's talk to this inner person who seems to think that the outer world is creating some sort of dangerous experience here. Everything is dangerous. I got to do something about it to make something happen. No, you don't. I need to make my twin flame say, no, you don't. No, you don't. Okay. And, you know, I laugh sometimes, but I'm really being serious here. No, you don't. Your soul is taking care of all of that. Okay. Your entire journey. If you're on you have a mission, you're being of service to people, your soul is taking care of all of that. You just need to have the right system in place, actually. We do this as well. And during the sessions, even if you're not choosing us to build your business, which I think is a really great idea, because we do the whole thing, not one bit here, here's one part here. No, a whole system built to align with you and your energy and your soul. This is all about alignment. But even without this, during the session, we get you cleared up and get you aligned. So you're living an aligned life, because that's what's happening here. We gotta let go of it. It's about them. If you hang on to them tightly, you're going to experience a lot of pain, because that's not what's happening here. They are reflecting the inner. Okay. I know you're seeing somebody. It's them. It's them. Like, why won't they? Because that's the mind. It's been protecting you for a really long time. Okay. For a really long time. So let's move into the inner child. How to really do this. And you can ask your questions. I'm open to it. This might be a different kind of topic for you guys. It's fine, because this is important stuff, okay? So when I got started with inner child and I was able to hear this person, I decided to tell people about it. I'm like, oh my goodness, we're doing this inner child and all this kind of stuff. And I realized it was shutting people down. But the people who told me, yeah, I've had experience with inner child healing, I'm like, oh, okay, what is that? So if this is you, I'm not shaming you. I'm not putting you down. None of that. I put on meditation music that connects me with my inner child. and the music helps to heal my inner child. No, that's just music, soothing your nervous system, perhaps, but not shifting the belief that you hold on your subconscious level that keeps protecting you in this journey. Okay? And that's okay. If that's been your experience, I'm inviting you to go deeper. That's fine. You can put the music on, have it guided meditation and all this kind of stuff. I have a guided meditation, inner child healing as well. But the key point is to hear your inner person. Okay? Very big key point. Hear your inner person. And then there is connecting with your inner child, where you're saying things like, it's okay, it's going to be all right, everything is fine. No, not that one either. You're like, all right, Isheen, where on earth are you going with this? Because this is what happened when you were younger, and this pattern is being repeated to your inner person. Your inner child, I'll back up and let you know who this person is exactly, is your subconscious mind. Okay, that's who your inner child is, your subconscious mind that holds a lot of beliefs about relationships, about the world, and everything. And when you have forgotten about it, this person has not. This person remembers everything and makes decision, not this person, your subconscious mind. You make decisions based on what's in your subconscious mind, based on what you observe, what you heard, what you learned. Okay? Who created this? I know. Like sometimes I wish I was on that meeting with God and said, all right, God, can we do this a little differently to something that's like more tangible? Something that's easier, an easier process, right? I wasn't a part of that. I obviously I wasn't part of that. So this is how it goes. So the subconscious mind holds these beliefs and they are still there. It is the reason why when you are with, I bring up that ex you don't want, you don't want to talk about. When you fought so hard for that relationship to work, it didn't work because of fear, the blueprint. I call it blueprint now, right? Of what relationship looks like, what's supposed to happen, how they're supposed to show for you to complete your needs, and all this that you learned that's sitting there, and it continues to show out there. It will. Okay. And all right, and your twin comes in and exemplifies it, magnifies that stuff. You're like, whoa, this is intense. Because it was there before. But this connection comes in to show it to you, to say, hey, you have these attachment situations going on. You have these negative thoughts that have not been helping you at all. That's still going on. All that gets shined upon when this connection comes around, if you haven't done the healing. If you've done this level of healing in connection, I'm not talking about energy. Some people do energy work and the twin flame comes in, they blow up and they have explosive arguments, and now they're not talking, the person's not talking to them, and they're hurting because it's a little more than that, than energy and bringing it into balance. It's about connection, okay? The connection you have with yourself and with someone else. So coming back to your inner person, whenever you say you're connecting with your inner person, I get it. Sometimes I have to remind myself, don't do that. It's okay. Everything's going to be all right. You don't have to feel that way. Guess who's been told that their whole life? Okay? Guess who has been told when you were younger, this was happening to you, you didn't feel safe. You didn't feel comforted, or the person was doing the best they can to comfort you by telling you it's okay. You shouldn't feel that way. That's not what's happening. You are, and I'm not blaming you, I'm educating you here, I'm helping you out. You're repeating the same pattern your caretaker did. When you connect with your inner child and you say, that's okay, you're okay, don't worry about that, it's fine. And doing the same with your twin flame. Okay. Has it ever happened to you where your twin flame was going through something and you tell this person or your kids or anyone you're connected with, and you tell them it's okay, don't worry, look at the positive side, look at all the wonderful things that you have. You're not without stuff. You should feel lucky. I love you. I'm here. I will take care of you. You can trust me, and all this kind of stuff. Again, I'm not blaming you. Not blaming myself either. I did that. If you ever say that to someone who's down in the dumps and they're really negative, and you're like, oh, be positive, just watch their reaction. They're like, oh, because in that moment, it cannot be. In that moment, your inner child cannot feel that way because he or she, in this case, mine, she, has feelings that your whole life, because this is your inner you've been told to ignore them. Okay? This is why if you've done inner child healing and it doesn't seem like it's working, is because you may unintentionally be invalidating your inner person's feelings. Okay? And this could be a pattern that you might have been used to. Maybe me. Maybe it was somewhere when I was growing up. I don't know. Look at the positive side, right? And ignore what you're really feeling. One of the things that I love with connecting with my inner person is to hear her out. And I guide people to do the same. And I will hear things like, am I imagining this? I'm hearing, oh, I don't feel safe. Okay. This may apply to some of you out here. It was me. Don't worry. I'm not blaming you. I've gone through all this stuff, right? Some of you out here whose twin flame is, let's say you work with them and they're hurting your feelings. They're choosing someone else. They're telling you to go away. They don't want you, all this kind of stuff. And there's a part of you that's like, but I want you. And then when you connect with your inner person, you hear, I don't feel safe with this person. Ooh. Because somewhere there, and this is not twin flame related, this can be with anybody who, it's not that they're mistreating us. I know. You're like, what? But they are mistreating me. No, they're living their life according to their trauma, their pain, their illusions, their stuff, which doesn't have much to do with you. That is their understanding of the world, okay? Which is a reflection somewhere there. We're not talking about the reflection today. Possibly next week. Hopefully I remember the reflection, okay? Your inner person says, I don't feel safe. Guess what? There might have been a time, this was me, when I was younger. Oh, this was definitely me. And this was the culture, right? Strangers will come into the house and I was told to greet them, give them a kiss, hug them. Don't worry, it's Uncle so-and-so. How do you not remember Uncle so-and-so? And so part of me was like, but I don't know Uncle so-and-so. I don't feel safe with this person. But I was told to just give them a hug and all this and ignore the feeling that was going on inside. I don't feel safe. Okay. And that's what your inner person is saying. But there's a part of you that also says, and again, inner person, you gotta talk to her or him, that says, but if I let go, they're gonna leave me. All these other people have left me. You left me. Your inner person is saying you left her or him. Everything you hear from your inner person is valid. The need to feel seen, the need to feel heard, the need for all of this. And this person inside of you still has those needs. But you can't figure out what those needs are when you're telling your inner person you're okay. It's all right. Don't worry about it. When this person is saying, I desire to feel loved right now. I desire to feel seen right now. I want my feelings to be heard. I want people to stop invalidating my feelings because I have feelings. Okay. I have feelings. You have feelings. Your feelings are valid to you. So then you hear this person. What do they want from you? You're the one who now can give this to your inner person who's still looking on the outside. Will they look at me? Will they give me attention? When will they come back and fulfill this need that I have inside of me? Because it's their job now. My parents couldn't do that. Somebody needs to do it. So if I couldn't get it from them, I'm going to get it from this person. Oh, maybe I'm going to get it from this person. Or twin flame comes in. I'm definitely getting it from this person. And then you find that the person distanced themselves because they and anyone else had been a mirror of where you left yourself. Okay? Because many of us are not taught how to connect. We're taught how to experience love through trauma. I certainly was. I love you. Hey, but I'm going to do whatever, neglect you, abuse you, and all this kind of stuff. So you learn to love through pain instead of what love actually is. And it's that love where you're here for yourself. It's like that person. So I'm sensing some of you are like, but that wasn't my experience. I had parents that loved me. Like they loved me. They were here for me. That's true. That might not be you only can find out things when you really hear your inner child. Like I'm not even, I don't make up words for your inner person. And I don't recommend that you make up words for your inner person. Really get within and say, hey, what's going on here? Who taught that to you? This thing in the reality, where did it come from? Okay. I have what is called a Divine Masculine Healing Journal coming out soon. It's a lot like the mirror exercise where you find yourself saying something and then you look within yourself. This lifetime, past lifetime, generation, wherever it is, where is it coming from? And begin to change that blueprint that's being shown in your physical reality. But you may or may not know, maybe you know off the top of your head, but your inner person will tell you exactly where that came from. Okay. And I do have to go soon because I have to pick up my daughter, but I'm enjoying this, right? And so the other part of this is your inner child has amazing wisdom. Amazing wisdom. There is a part of you that says, I don't think I should be accepting this. I feel like I need to be doing something else. I don't feel like when is enough is enough. So connect with this person, okay? It can be this person, your higher self, your twin's higher self. There is so much here that assists you on this journey. These different tools that really help you out. When you tune in and you listen. All right. I didn't put the link to my calendar, but you can book if you want to get down to this and really connect within and transform this experience that you've been having and become aligned so your life reflects that alignment that you have within yourself. Your twin flame's higher self is amazing, guys. Okay? At letting you know what's really going on. Sometimes you're like, all right, they're in silence. I don't understand why. Your inner person will let you know what to do. And your higher self will explain what's going on, or their higher self can let you know what's going on. Now, some of you might go and fish for it. Like, I just want to, don't do that. You first. Put yourself first. Okay? Put yourself first. And know that the journey called life isn't easy on anyone. And you don't have to try to understand them. That's their job. That's the universe's job. Your job is to heal the connection you've been experiencing within yourself that keeps showing up in your twin flame connection and that you keep attracting into your life. Because you truly deserve better. Okay? And your inner person has had enough. All right? This person, that your ride or die person that's inside of you has enough. Enough of the mistreatment, enough of the neglect, enough of the cheating, enough of whatever experiences that you've had. And that is the perfect person that's going to help you with that. When you connect within and with your intuition, with your internal guidance, and all of this kind of stuff, let go of it being about anybody outside of you, because that's not what's happening here. All right. This person is reflecting the inner. Your outer reality is reflecting your inner. And there's so much within you that knows the way. Okay. That knows the way. All right. And so I did put a link to my book, The Magnetic Shift. This is to end obsessive thinking. All right. Inner child is in there, is described in there as well. This video, I hope you find this video helpful. If you want more videos like this, certainly let me know. And so Quantum Momo, or I'm pronouncing it right, Lowell, they're the last person to give it to you when you're living outside of your own body. Thank you. I love it. I love it. You're giving it to yourself and they reflect that. I know the mind says, but I need to work at it. Your soul's doing that already. Your soul's doing the work. Okay. And you just got to believe that. All right. So this was wonderful. I love this topic. And I will catch you guys next time. Bye.